No. Okay. What's up guys, my name is Danny and welcome to this video. If you don't know, I'm extremely into theater. Theater is like my life right now. Theater is amazing. I love everything about it. Right now we're in an improv unit. So we're learning the 3 rules of improv. I think it's only 3 so far. And that's, the first rule is yes and. The second rule being stay positive. And the third rule is don't think. And so, I'm out of breath. Every Friday of the week, we ran a journal entry. And this journal entry was about how the rules of improv can be applied to real life. The more I wrote about it, the more I believed it. Like, it's actually kind of true. So I'm gonna tell you how these 3 rules of improv can be applied to real life. Number 1. Yes and. So the thing about improv is that you have to be able to work with your partner. They give you something, you have to be able to agree with it and add on to it. When you're playing Happy, Sad, Mad, I say that in a whole bunch of different orders every time. There's one row of people and another row of people. One person says something completely boring and bland and unoriginal and just really bad. And the other person has to react very happy, sad, or mad to it. It's kind of an easy concept, but it's a really fun improv thing. So my partner goes, I like pecan. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, did you just say pecans? I'm sorry. And I just go off. My brother and my dad are home. I'm trying not to make a huge scene. Where was I going with that? You have to be able to add on to what they're saying. Agree and add. That's how improv works. That's also the way life works. And here's why I'm about to change your life right now. I imagine life being just one huge improv show because nobody knows what's going to happen. But whatever happens to you, you have to be able to accept it and move on. Yes, and. I imagine me being person B who's reacting and Fate being person A. Fate is my improv partner. And Fate is giving me all these different things. You'll join this magnet program, and I say yes, and I hate it, or yes, and I love it, or yes, and it's pretty cool, but it's not for me, or something like that. Fate will give me all these different chances, all these different opportunities, give me all these different events, and I will accept them, and then give my feedback on them, and it'll change life and stuff. So you have to be able to take whatever life throws at you, accept it, and then move on. Add on more in your life. That's yes and. Número 2. Be positive. So be positive. The way this impacts improv is because if you do something on stage and then you go backstage and it's like, man, that sucked, it was the worst thing ever, I just suck at improv, I suck at acting, I should just quit and be a garbage man. No, because then you're going to be discouraged from doing anything acting ever again. You have to be able to stay positive, and the best thing about improv is that you will never have to do the same thing ever again unless you repeat jokes or something. It's improv, it's not scripted. No one else is gonna repeat it, no one's gonna write it down, no one's gonna remember that you even did it, okay? It's improv. You're making it up off the top of your head as you go. So be positive about it. Maybe you said something that didn't make too much sense on stage or it wasn't that funny. So you go backstage and you're like, okay. I mean, I guess it wasn't the best, but I can always improve and I don't ever have to do it again. Always stay positive. And never beat yourself up over something that you can't change and you'll never be able to fix, okay? It's in the past now, and look forward to the future. Look forward to doing better and improving. The way that works in real life is if anything bad happens to you, now you have the chance to fix it. Maybe you don't, but a lot of times you do have the chance to fix it. And it's in the past. Nobody's gonna remember except for you, and you can wall that part of your life off and improve for the future and just think positively because in the future you won't have to worry about the past. It's the past. It's gone now. Look forward to a better life in the future. And that's how being positive helps in real life. And it intertwines with yes and because you have to be able to accept the bad things and then react positively with the bad things. So If I audition for something and I don't get the part that I want, I can be like, okay, I didn't get the part that I want, yes. And in the future, I will practice more, do a better monologue maybe, and just get a better part. Maybe this part wasn't for me, so I'm going to be more positive about it and use that energy from accepting it and putting it into something doing better. That made sense. All right, number 3, don't think. The way improv works is that it's right off the top of your head, rapid fire. If you ever played the game Firing Squad, it's when a bunch of people stand in a line and then one person at one end walks in front of everybody, waits for them to say a random word and has to pop back exactly what the next thing happens in their head. It's like, if I say dog, they might say animal, or cat. They'd probably say cat. But if I say dog, they probably say cat. And then the next person, they say black, they probably say blue. Or that's what I would say. I don't know, it would just keep going and going. That's the way Firing Squad works. But as people walk down the line, people shift and then keep going down the line. But yeah, that's how Firing Squad works. It trains that skill of don't think, because you have to say the first thing that pops into your head. You can't overthink it, and then once you say it, you can't be like, Danielle, that was stupid. You sound stupid, you look stupid, you're acting stupid. Because if you're acting stupid, you're doing it right. So just get that worst critic voice out of your head and focus on what's happening in front of you, because then it'll be funnier and better and amazing. You're doing great. Just keep thinking that you're doing great. And that goes back to being more positive. And don't think also goes back to yes and, because if you say yes and a lot quicker in improv, typically makes it funnier. But don't think applies in real life, because, and I've been using these rules of improv for my friend right now because she's going through a lot, and so I'm like, hey, follow these rules and you will be golden. Don't think applies to her, at least, because she's very anxious and she's very in her brain. She listens to her worst critic more than she listens to anything or anybody ever. She basically lives by her worst critic's words, and that's not a good way to live. Your worst critic tends to tell you that what you haven't even done sucks. Tends to tell you that the people you've just met already hate you. They tend to tell you all of your worst fears are true, basically. And your worst critic is the worst person to listen to, because they are just all of your fears telling you that all of your fears are true. You shouldn't listen to your worst critic. And these are the words of Anna Akana, because she's very wise and amazing and I love her. But it's so true. So you have to be able to shut out your worst critic and shut out that voice in your head, because the voice in your head is wrong. The voice in your head will always be wrong, because the voice in your head only sees it from a perspective of fear and doubt and anxiety. I mean, that's what your worst critic sees it from. And so it's just enforcing that thought of you are a horrible person into your brain. And so if you listen to that while you're on stage, you're not going to be able to do good. So you have to shut out your worst critic, and you have to be confident and say, this is good. Which goes back to being more positive, which goes back to yes and. All of it goes full circle. You have to be able to shut out your worst critic on stage and off stage. Just don't think. Don't overthink anything or everything. That's why they tell you on tests to go with your gut feeling and go what you originally put down. Don't second guess yourself because you're thinking too much. Don't think. Just do it. I'm Shia LaBeouf now. And that's how the 3 rules of improv apply to real life. What? I just brought theater into the real world. You know why? Because life is one huge performance. It's one big improv performance, and everybody is an actor. Everybody is each other's improv partners. And we're all trying to make a great show. So if you live by these rules, you will make a great show. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, that's cool. I'll be back soon next week with a better video, and I will see you soon. Bye!